2020 was personally one of the best years I ever had in terms of business growth and development. And I really owe it all down to one thing. One thing I really focused on in 2020 was instead of actually working on learning about my business, I focused on working about learning about myself. So, one of the things that became very apparent as I was working through things at the start of the year is that I was very demotivated to do a lot of different tasks in my business, and that included things like sales, fulfillment, all the things that you just have to do. And it's not that I didn't do it, I was more than willing to do it, but it became a bit of a slog to do these sort of repetitive tasks on a day to day basis. So, one of the things I tried to work out is why was this so difficult for me? Why did I have such a problem with this? And if I could work this out, I knew that if I could increase my efficiency by double or triple, that I'd be able to achieve more results and more money, and ultimately do a better job for my customers, and just have a better day-to-day business life. So that's what took me down the path of sort of personal development tests. And in this video, it's not really an SEO one, but what I'm really going to talk about is just some of the things I did to work out myself better, because I feel now I'm in a much better place in terms of personal understanding and where I fit in my company, and what I can really do to sort of 10x, 20x my results in my business. Because I'm actually motivated to work. I really feel like everything I do now, everything I work on, everything I'm achieving is towards a goal that I'm happy with and I'm excited to work on and do. So the test that I found was this one here. It was the desk profile, team dimensions profile. And I'm not giving you an affiliate link. I'm not affiliated with these guys at all. This was just a really eye-opening sort of test that I did. And I'm now subsequently giving it to my staff. And I've really realized from doing that why we've done so well this year as a company, because things really clicked in together. And I'm going to explain in a moment why our business works a bit like a jigsaw. So, put simply, the team dimensions profile is broke up into four quadrants. And what it does is it plots you and your personality into each of the four quadrants. So the one that I got was creator. There's different ones here. So it's creator, advancer, executor, and refiner. And then there's flexor, which is just a mix of all of those. Now, if we go up here, I'll just show you quickly. I'm not going to go through this whole report. I just want to make a point here. So creators are people who generate ideas. So they're generally people in companies. A lot of entrepreneurs will be creators in the sense that you like to come up with new ideas to grow your business or to do things better or to innovate in the world, and it just essentially create things. And this is really where I'm most excited. Some of the best things that really propelled the business this year was coming up with new ideas and creating products like the Link Report, which was a product that we created to help people with link building. And that was all generated from my head, which came from speaking to customers and just thinking about a way to actually improve their link building experience. And it was one of the best products of this last year. We made so much money from it. Advancers, they communicate ideas. So salespeople or people who talk with customers are generally in this quadrant. Refiner and executor. Refiner is somebody who challenges ideas. So usually people kind of in middle management would be a refiner. And an executor are just people who do the work. That's what you want your virtual assistants to be like, or any staff that's managing your fulfillment on your back end. All right. So that's the breakdown of this report. And what I realized going down this was how true a lot of this was. So I'm not going to go through everything, but there was this section in here which spoke about stress at work, which essentially gave you the advantages and disadvantages of yourself. And the further away the boxes are from sort of your quadrants, those are the things that you're not so good at, right? And one of the things that I wasn't good at, which I know now is not something I'm very good at, is performing routine work, okay? Sticking to a strict schedule. You see, at the start of the year, what I'd be doing is I was trying to do these things because that's what you're taught to do at school. You're taught to go to work at a certain time, complete a certain amount of work, and work a certain amount of hours. And by me putting that strict schedule and performing that routine work and just saying, hey, I'll do this myself, and not outsourcing that or not getting somebody else to do that work, I was left stressed because naturally that's not the thing I'm good at. Somebody who is perhaps of the executor quadrant in this maybe loves that type of work. What I'm really good at, if you look up here, is creating, working with unclear goals, thinking about big picture things and working on the business at a high level. Things like creating the link report or optimizing the sales processes or doing things that I feel is going to really lift the company up is the stuff that I'm personally really good at. I really enjoy doing, and I will literally sit there for a whole day nonstop or 2 days nonstop working on those things because I actually enjoy it and I'm passionate about it, and I can essentially enjoy what I'm doing day to day. So, what do you take from this? So, this is just, as I say, a model for how I began to understand myself last year. So, what I essentially did was I started to get rid of the tasks that I wasn't naturally good at. So, I hired a salesperson last year. We really scaled up our fulfillment. And what I did is I started to get rid of tons and tons and tons of tasks that I was doing on that side. And it means that customers are having a better experience because now they're working with people who are naturally fitting inside these areas that I'm not naturally good at, but it means that I can actually sit back and work on the things that I am good at. And some of the best things I did last year that grew my company was from creating new ideas, creating content, and doing all this stuff that I'm naturally really enjoy. And that's why the stuff that came out the other end was really, really insightful. So essentially the moral of this video is just to actually try and understand yourself. You can grab one of these. I'll put a link to it in the description below. This was the report that I used, and when I ran it on my sales guy, I actually found this out after I hired the sales guy. I found out he was an advancer, and I found out the main guy who was in my fulfillment was a mix of a refiner and executor, which was ridiculous because essentially our business now, like the main management of my business, covers sort of all of these quadrants. So we're really well diverse in being able to get stuff done, communicate with customers, and ultimately come up with innovative ideas for growth, which will help the business move forward. So if you're trying to build a company, it's better to work with people actually that aren't like you. You want to work with people who are really the opposite to you or have differing sort of natural tendencies than you. That's why something like this report is potentially a good model to use, because if you can work with people that are not like you, it means that you're going to have a broader field of sort of work and ideas. And you're just going to get stuff done a lot better. If you sit and work, it's easier to work with people probably that are like you because you get on with them better. But you don't want to do that, because if you have a company filled with a bunch of creators, for example, who just generate ideas all day long, then nothing gets implemented, right? So that's why you want to have a broad perspective. And yeah, I think this report was awesome. I just wanted to share it on here. You can grab it. It's $48. It's like, this is like a proper thing that corporate companies use. I don't even know where I found out about it. I think it was a friend that gave it to me. But I really recommend this. And I think for 2021, if you're trying to grow in business or build an SEO company or whatever, digital marketing company, whatever you're trying to do, I would recommend you just focus on yourself first. And I think that's going to help you out a lot. Mindset and your ability to actually put in the hours and understand the long-term growth of your company is going to be the main things that you're going to have to crack in order to actually get results. Most people who are sort of stuck in the rut usually are just very dysfunctional in lots of areas in their business. And I think this is a fantastic thing to start with, to actually figure out the type of person you are naturally in a team and what you can essentially do to grow yourself. So hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye bye.